If you have a dream, but for some reason you are doubting yourself, you're afraid of where this might lead you, then this video is for you. We will try to figure it out.
Hi, my name is Valia and welcome back to my series of videos about leveling up. It's the fourth video and the topic for today is stop being afraid of your own potential. So let's start.
But before this, I've created a series of videos, 9 in total, that will help you with your leveling up journey. This is the fourth one, 2 videos out every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Don't miss it.
Expectations, comfort zone, and the fear of the unknown. You need to work on these 3 things. Erase any expectations that you have about something, because there are millions of different outcomes that can happen that are 100 times better that you can even imagine. Don't limit yourself with any expectations, because most of the time we'll lower our expectations, and that's why we limit ourselves. This is really bad thing to do. We are worth much more than we think we do. It's just how human brain works, so don't limit yourself and erase any expectations. Comfort zone. If you stay in it, you will live the life that you're living right now without any changes. And it is up to you to decide whether you want to stay in it and live exactly as you do now, or step out of it and try to change everything. Try to find new ways. Try to create your new life. It's up to you to decide whether you want to live it or not. Because you know outcomes if you stay in it, and you know the millions of different ways your life can turn and be better than it is right now if you step out of your comfort zone. You can only figure out how big your potential by doing. For example, you say, I want to be an actor and actress, and then you just sitting at home and you don't go to auditions. How will you know your abilities to act if you don't go to auditions? I understand that maybe you act in front of the mirror, I don't know, but if you don't experience the real audition, you won't know what you're capable of. You understand? So seek every opportunity to try yourself and to improve yourself, because only then you can understand what you can do. Because maybe when you feel like on the audition, maybe you will feel so pressured about the amount of people, everyone looks at you, and then you will find something that you've never known you had. The fear of the unknown is more tricky since it's linked to our imagination. It's harder to control. My recommendation, just ignore it. Oh, tomorrow is my job interview. What if? It makes no sense to think about all of the outcomes, you know, and you can think about what ifs that can happen, but it won't make any sense. You just waste your time. Remember it. Always think about the best outcomes and be like, oh, I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna get this job. Always think good about yourself. If you see it in other people, you have it in you. I've always heard it and I was like, what do you mean? Like, of course I can see it in someone because like I have eyes. Of course I will notice it because if a person is funny, I will notice that he is funny, you know? And recently I understood what this phrase means. So basically, I was watching a TV show and I was drawn to one character. I didn't know the reason. I adored this character. I liked the way they carried themselves, the way they talked, everything. Like, I liked everything about this character. And then I started to notice that this character is basically how I act in the real life. It's the way I talk to people. It's the way I do everything like that character. It's literally like my reflection. So when I realized it, I immediately recall this phrase that when you see something in someone, it means that you have it in yourself. For example, you have a friend and they are so funny, and you are sitting and you like this friend so much. You're like, oh, I wish I could have this sense of humor like they do. They're so funny. But you know that if you will develop your sense of humor without being afraid, like sometimes we're afraid to say something because someone will look at us weirdly. If you develop your sense of humor, you will be even better than that person. If you see that someone is really good at speech, you like the way they carry themselves, you like the way they talk, you just notice something that you really like about a person. You have it in yourself. You just need to try yourself in it. As I said earlier, he is funny. Just try to make jokes. Try to think in the way, what funny can I say? And you will notice that it's very easy for you to do because you've noticed it for a reason, and it's kind of a help to us because if you notice something, just try to develop in yourself. I promise you will be so good at it. So try it. I am telling you, this is so good. Often we hold ourselves back because we don't even realize what we're capable of and how big our potential in some areas. What I want you to do, you need to sit in silence and think, what are my strengths? Just write them down. Then, what are my weaknesses? You need to see yourself as a game character. When you choose what character you want to use for your game, and you have these qualities of a character, game character, and I want you to see yourself as this game character. Just write everything down. Oh, I'm good at it, but I'm kind of weak at this thing. When you start to explore yourself as a person, as an individual, it'll be easier for you to understand what you need to improve and what you can use right now to achieve something you want. Because we always think like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this before I start. But we don't realize that maybe those things that you haven't done, you don't really need them at the start. So write everything down, every quality that you have. And it'll give you a whole picture of what you need to work on and what you have right now. Because I don't know what your age is, but I'm sure that you have a lot of things that you can use now to achieve your goal. And for example, there is one more thing. Let's say your goal takes 5 years to achieve. You need to come up with, I don't know, you just need to think really hard. How can I achieve it in a year? And look at your strengths and come up with a plan. I'm telling you, sometimes we really complicate everything. We really think that it takes 5 years when in the reality we can do it in a year or even quicker. You need to start looking at something, at your dream, at your desire, at your goal from different angles. Try to find new ways of achieving it, and I promise you will find a way. You don't even realize what you have in yourself, what qualities maybe you're good at math, but you're not really good at art. But someone is good at art, not really good at math. You understand? Like, we are really different. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. So try to develop yourself in every way. You are much more powerful, smarter, talented than you realize. This is a really good thing, so write everything down. Maybe you understand your potential in something. Maybe you know for 100% that you can achieve it. But you start to think, if I do it, then I need to leave the country for that job because there are more opportunities there. But deep down, you cannot leave your country, your family, your old life behind. And that's why you're holding yourself back. I understand that sometimes those changes, we're really like afraid of them, like leaving our comfort zone and everything we've known for the whole life. But sometimes it's really something we need. We really need to try a lot of things in life. If you want to go and live in another country for a month, for a year, do it. We are young, but let's use this time for new experiences. Because I promise you, this is the most good thing that you can do for you. Just think about your goal and how you can achieve it. Don't be afraid of leaving your comfort zone. And if you are afraid, just look at this list of friends you have and you're wasting them sitting in one place. And if you look at it and be like, oh, I'm not ready, I have too many weaknesses, work on them. You got it. I'm telling you, just don't hold yourself back. You know what you're capable of. You know your dreams. You know how to achieve them. What's stopping you? And I know the answer is you. So stop it. When you take an action towards something that you want, you will feel so good because it'll be something that you've dreamt of. When you start to think about emotions that you will feel when you achieve it, I don't know, it's just, you just want to feel it quickly. And I promise you, you will act quicker if you start to visualize and to feel emotions as if you've already achieved it. I want you to understand that eventually you will have to step out of your comfort zone, because no one will knock at your door and be like, hey, I know that you will be a really good CEO of my company, so come on Monday to my office for a job interview. No one will do it. Like, I understand that we are in this era, like, I don't chase, I attract, but when it comes to opportunities, you need to seek them. You need to find every opportunity that's open to you. Go and find your friend. Find a new job, a new hobby. This is great to be in your comfort zone, to be like, don't worry about anything, but when you step out of it, you will find so many opportunities. You will feel more emotions. You will be more excited about your life. And you will see yourself in the action. Not just what you think you can do. You will see in the real life what you're capable of. And I'm telling you, your confidence will rise. Because we are often think that we are that much when we are like up there. So there is no point in being afraid, because you're just wasting your time on unnecessary thoughts and fears. Just do it. I bet you know what to do. You're just afraid because of some things. I'm not saying that they are not valid, but you just need to find new way. You need to come up. You need to find this way to reach it. For example, you want to apply for a certain job, but you know that you are not qualified enough for it. I need you to apply for it anyway, because there is a 50-50 chance will you get it or not. And it will actually open a lot of opportunities for you, because if you don't apply for this job, you will 100% not get it. But if you do, there is a 50-50 chance. And this is a good thing. For example, when you start looking for something, it shows that you are ready for opportunities to come into your life. You are open to try new things. If you stop yourself because of other people, let's talk about it. This is my favorite topic. People always talk on themselves. What I mean by that? What is this new? What I mean by that? For example, you want to be a journalist and your friend tells you, do you even know how to write? Like, I've never seen you writing something good. And when you wrote something, it was kind of bad, I'm sorry. You know? And they literally telling you, let me translate this. I am not good at writing, so I would never try myself in it. They literally tell you this. It has nothing to do with your abilities to write, because only you know how good you are at writing. So when someone tells you something like this, just know they talk about themselves. And for example, maybe you wrote certain thing and they read it and they said to you, oh my god, I don't think that you can be a writer. Just understand that your first book may not be a bestseller, but if you really like writing, just continue, because there is a reason why you like writing, because you know what you're good at better than anyone else. Maybe you have hidden this talent of yours because you were shy. I don't know. Maybe it can be the case. For example, you were like shy all your life, and then one day you'll be like, I guess I'm gonna be a singer. I will have my concerts with a lot of people, and everyone will be like, do you even know how to sing? You can't even talk in front of the class. I don't know, like, for example. So they judge you on the version of you that you show them, because no one knows really you. Only you know what you want to do, that you feel drawn to, and only you can discover your potential in something. If you can't, it doesn't mean I can't. When someone tells you, oh, I don't think that you can be a writer, and if you think about it, what is the reason of your words? Why would you tell me this? Only I know what I'm capable of. How can you say to someone that they cannot do something? That's kind of weird, because we never know a person 100%. You judge someone only based on your own confidence. Maybe you think about yourself that you can't do this, and that's why you think that this person cannot do this too. It doesn't work like this. As I said earlier, we're all different. And if someone said to you that, oh, I don't think that you will be a great actress. Why? Because they won't try themselves in it. And you need to understand that these words have nothing to do with you and with your worth. Because only you can know what you're capable of. And only when you try, you can actually see you're good at it or not. The only limits that exist are the one you place on yourself. So, I don't care if you say that you're not good enough. You decided it. And if you decide that you can do it all, I promise you, you will. Because we start to think differently when we really think that, oh, I can achieve it. Let me come up with something. This is the way our brain works. So I really, really encourage you to always think good about yourself, and you will notice big changes in the way you think. When you start thinking like, oh, I think I can do it, you come up with 100 ideas how you can achieve it. Remember that to know your potential, you need to start first. Because just thinking doesn't get you anywhere. How will you know if you never try? Just understand that you're much more capable than you think you are. Your own opinion may be here when you're like a master in something. Just we really learned. We used to put other people on pedestal. But if you think about it, every talented person knows they're talented. That's why they started doing something. They were like, oh, I think I can dance really good. They'll be the most famous dancer in the world. That's why they are the most famous dancer in the world. They just continued to do because they really believed that they are worth it and that they can do it. Imagine that your life story is written in the book and there is a lot of chapters in it. I want you to come up with a name for a chapter you are in right now. How will you call it? And I want you to come up with different ways how you can close this chapter and go into another one. This is such a great thing to do because you start to really think about different ideas. Your chapter for now is loneliness. You need to come up. This is your like, oh, how can I go to the chapter my best era? You will come up with so many ways. Oh, I need to do a new hairstyle. Oh, I guess I need to go out more. I remember that there is a new restaurant in my city. Let me go there. There's a lot of opportunities that we miss out when we are way too much in our head. Remember it. Everything is easy. We are just coming up with different obstacles. Oh, that's why I cannot do this. But you came up with the reason. Because you really can do it if you think that you can. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make the moment perfect. Please remember that you will never be ready, especially if you're a perfectionist. Just start and improve yourself on the way to your dream. So, and always remember why you started. Because we have a lot of doubts. But when you remember your mindset when you started, you will more likely to continue with more enthusiasm and with more happiness. I know that we all want to reach our goals, that we want to be productive. But if you're being too hard on yourself, you will just cause a depression. Please remember that you need to be kind to yourself. Even if everyone around you is treating you bad, you can choose to love yourself. You can choose to respect. You can choose to be kind to yourself. What do you think about my makeup today? It's sun-kissed makeup, and very soon I will post a tutorial on my page, so stay tuned and don't miss it. So So this is the end of the video. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you for your attention, for your time, and see you next time. Bye bye. You don't even know how you should be treated. So they just treat you the way they can or they want. Someone who loves you wouldn't do this. And when I first heard, those people don't even try to treat you good. And they see that you go with it very well, that you don't care. I'm a yes person, of course. No. You're so comfortable. I know that she will say yes. Why should I ask her a week before? So I want you to wake up. I want you to wake up.